What do you do when there's a storm coming? People are talking about it. It's coming closer, more and more. Do you wait it out? Or do you sometimes feel like walking right out there? Face the storm, feel the forces, and feel that you can survive and thrive. I certainly like to. It tells me how strong I am, which I guess is important in our time. So it's early 2020, a new decade, new opportunities, I guess, or more of the same. So far this decade has given us here, where I live, nothing but stormy days and stormy nights, and even hurricane-scale gusts. So I thought, why not go outside and see what's going on? And I decided to record this, make a video for you guys, where I head out to two stormy points here in Florida. So I hope you like it. And this is where I head out. Into the wind. For centuries back into the Viking age, we've been living here, trapped between the fjords and the mountains, but also free from the world. Everything moves slower here, and it's easier to gain perspective on most issues and events. My forefathers are all from up here, up north of here. I got family lines going backwards, connecting me to the toughest of men and toughest of women. When we were young, we would always complain about this toughness. But now we understand. We had something to learn. The chilling part of it, I guess, was if we couldn't take it, nobody would really care. In our culture, our fjord culture, you would be considered weak, a weakling not deserving sympathy. Sure, we've had something called Christendom, which in Norway typically puts more weight on the message of love than anywhere else I've seen. And it could be just because of this, because of the hardness, resoluteness, and determination you need to survive here. It's merciless, but of course people do survive by moving out to higher ground or more safer ground, to inland cities, for example. My parents moved, and every time they returned with me as a child back into the fjords, I was measured, pushed around, toughened up to see if I was of caliber. It took something to get used to, I'll tell you that, but I managed. The weight of the word can be devastating, but an equally heavy burden can be carrying the weight of your family, your clan, your heritage and culture. And this is what Viking culture and mentality is all about. In a world with disappearing masculinity, conformity, and even crazy low testosterone levels among the younger men coming after us, not to say the least about the reproduction ability. And it's just not the men, because women too, they needed of course to be all tough in recent past. It's a heritage, and it can be carried lightly, easily, and proudly with the right tools. Coming from the right culture also, I guess that helps. But it can also be a burden, close to death and despair. If you know how the people of our past, our forefathers, have fought for us, and got us to where we are, and if you could share just a fraction of their humility, to the world and their existence, then there's hope. Let's all embrace that. We can be tough as they come, and we can also combine this with love, affection, and life, living positively, being the best version of ourselves, as good as we can be. It's a path not for everyone, but it sure is a sacred path of the past, and we can walk it together. Hope you saw that splash I got in the face. On a lighter note, I made this video to try to explain some of the mentality that a young man or woman or a young mind is faced when growing up in this environment, the environment of the Vikings. The debate on how we got so advanced can be seen in building the Viking ships. 1,000 years ago, it took 5 days to sail to Iceland from here. It still does today. It took another 5 days to sail onwards to the western part of Greenland, and another 5 days to sail to the Americas. 15 days total sailing time, and it still does today. That tells you something about Viking age. Now we're heading out to this other peak here. I really couldn't talk here. I mean, it's blowing immensely. Should have been there. So I decided to record this afterwards. But I wanted to say something about how growing up in a culture for centuries and thousands of years in really horrific conditions for sailing. You know, it's terrible out there. Constantly remembering those who have been lost at sea. And for those people who thrive, who survive and thrive, what happens in that kind of culture? And even today, the largest and most innovative and successful cluster of shipping industry here in Norway is just north of here, at the same place where some of the most dangerous seas to sail are, between Stad and Hustadvika. On Møre, it's called. And it's no wonder, because logically, it really is all that where our forefathers learned to thrive. To be a man up there on Sunnmøre, for example, I mean, even today, you should be a good Christian, you should be good with money, good at doing your job. A lot of people sing in choirs for some reason. But it's a clan, just like the ancient clans. And we don't use the word clan anymore, but we all live up to the stereotype. Even when moving away, I mean, I've grown up with that, man. And people who have grown up here are known to be able to thrive everywhere. In business, in corporations, other countries. It's based on traits, I guess, such as modesty, humility, determination, and inner strength. A core, I guess, which I most certainly have inherited. And I like to feel it sometimes. And the best places to feel that is out in the nature. Confronting the nature, I guess. So this is where I come from. And this is what I know. And as a father, this means a lot more to me now than earlier. And I hope you found this video, I guess, helpful or interesting. It was quite a lot of fun going out there. And please write down below if you have any comments, and subscribe if you wish, and I wish you a good, humble day.